Alright guys, E here and welcome to the video. We're going to be discussing what makes a character B tier. I've actually did a video like this before. It's called what makes a character A tier, so if you want to check that out before you watch this video, feel free. But yeah, what makes a character B tier? Now B tier characters, when compared to A tier characters like Pain, he's kind of the pinnacle of the A tier characters in the game in Naruto Storm 4. They don't have as much as to abuse in their toolset as other characters. So Pain, you can abuse his tilt. You can use it to switch and to get ultimate off if you want. You can use it in neutral to close the gap or apply pressure. You can use this air hit to play keep out because it has such a wide hitbox, and you can recover from it quickly, as you can see, into mash. So you can use it for keep out and for like bait basically as well. So then he has that. He has a jutsu, big hitbox. You can use it for switch jutsu to keep out, and you can also cancel it to make yourself safe. There's a lot of stuff in his toolset that you can abuse. You know, he has a sub trap in his second hit at certain points, a projectile in his third hit that you can't counter. Like, yo, there's so much of his kit that there's so much in his toolset that you can abuse, and we haven't even started talking about his awakening. But if you want to know more about Pain, check out my Pain guide, link at the top right. Mifune, he doesn't have a lot of stuff you can abuse. Like, you can't abuse his tilt. The tracking isn't that great. The only thing that's good is that it comes out fast. If it didn't come out fast, literally you wouldn't see me use his jutsu, if I'm being honest. But luckily he has access to jutsu combos because it's so fast, but tracking is poor. It goes in a straight line. You can easily just move to the side and dodge it. Like, the tracking isn't great at all, so you can't really abuse that in neutral. It's not a jutsu that you can use to pressure. It's not like, I mean, Hidan's isn't really a good example, but if the tracking doesn't break, you can use it to pressure someone's guard. Mifune's jutsu only does one hit and the pressure's over, that's it. So what you want to do is use it as an escape tool, which a lot of people don't know about. So say if someone's chasing you and they're like right next to you, boom, you run away, you switch back to Mifune, they have to chase you again. So you don't use Mifune's jutsu to pressure your opponent. Use it as an escape tool, or you use it for jutsu combos to pressure from afar if you have a character with a projectile. So that's what you want to use it for, but it's still not a jutsu that you can abuse. One thing that you can't really abuse but it has more utility is this tilt. Obviously one of the best tilts in the game, as I always say, for escaping combos, if not the best. So if you want to get out of guard pressure, this is what you want to use. It's a great use, but it's not something that you can really abuse, to be honest. You have to wait until your opponent combos you, then tilt, then if they get the read, they can punish you for tilting. So yeah. Another thing is his kunai ninja move. Absolutely terrible. Look how fast I fall to the floor, and look how long it takes me to move out of it. It's absolutely terrible, and let's compare that to Pain's. That's way better. His kunai ninja move is way better for dodging dashes and increasing the distance between you and your opponent than Mifune is. So just to compare it again, it's genuinely terrible. That's why you never see me use it. So the key to using a B tier character in competitive play, whether that's first to fives, meta first to fives, or ranked matches or whatever, is abusing their strengths and covering their weaknesses. So a weakness of Mifune, for example, is his kunai ninja move. That's why whenever you see me play with him, I never use it, because it's trash. So that's me covering his weakness. There will be no point me using it, because I'm just leaving myself vulnerable and I'm giving my opponent an opportunity to punish me. So that's why you never see me use it. But what you do see me use is his jutsu to escape. You always see me use his jutsu combos if I have someone with a projectile, and you always see me spamming his tilt, whether it's in neutral or to get out of guard pressure, because those are his strengths. Another thing that you see me do is his guard pressure. So full up combo, dash, switch, mash, guard break, because it's one of his strengths. Not all characters can do a full up combo on guard without characters tilting out of it, but Mifune can with most characters, because most characters don't have a fast enough tilt to punish him. Or you can go for his instant guard break. Boom. See? So if they can tilt out of it, just go for the instant guard break, because a lot of characters can't tilt between his first and second hit. So if a character can tilt out with his full up combo on guard, you just switch it up and go for his instant guard break. Cool, you can tilt, cool, try tilting out of this, but nope, get that instant guard break, you know. But yeah, so that's another aspect that you can use. But yeah, and I use the combo off the grab. I love using it. Doesn't work all the time, but it's a great tool when it works, you know. It's a great tool when it works. But yeah, so that's another thing I abuse. So if you want to use a B tier character at competitive level, you want to abuse his strengths and cover his weaknesses. So don't use the stuff that's, you know, weak about the character, like the kunai ninja move from Mifune. So you'll see this with Dark Mask, or I think it's called Cold Villain now, something like that. You'll see him use Hidan as well, and you might be thinking, yo, is Hidan A tier? What's going on? Like, how can Mask use him that good? Well, if you want to check out RJ's guide, he goes over how good Hidan is, so check that out. But because Mask is obviously naturally a strong player, and he's got good fundamentals, he can abuse the strength of Hidan while covering his weaknesses. And he's got, you know, good footstool knowledge. He can kunai ninja move, chakra dash cancels as well. So he can abuse Hidan's kit. So for example, Hidan has good pressure in his up combo. So you can literally use speed dash into chakra dash cancel full up combo. And let's say you want to extend it, you can use a chakra dash cancel at the end of his up combo. If you're good enough. But yeah, so that's something you can abuse, but that's only if you have good fundamentals and you've mastered your chakra dash and something like that. Did you see that? Amazing. Or switch jutsu off the guard, it's up to you. But that's something that you can only abuse if your fundamentals are up and you've got that mastery, that fundamental mastery. So not only does your character not need to be strong, you can cover it. You can cover him. Don't worry, Hidan's not that strong. I've got good fundamentals, so I'll bring him up to that A tier, make him look S tier, all of that good stuff. So you'll see me do that with Mifune, you'll see Mars do that with Hidan, you'll see Yama do that with Ino, and yeah, you know, you'll see RJ do that with Utakata. Playco's been doing that with Utakata as well. It's just like, yo, Utakata's broken, what's going on? It's top players bringing out the strengths of the B tier characters and covering their weaknesses. So that's what enables them to play them at a high level or competitive level, you know. But yeah, essentially B tier characters, there's not a lot to their kit that they can abuse. Like even with Hidan, there's not a lot in his kit that you can abuse. Obviously he gets that long stun knock off his tilt. If you cancel it, your opponent, look how long he's stunned for. So obviously that leads to good setups. You can go for sub traps after that, attack uphill, whatever. But you're not gonna abuse that in neutral like Pain's tilt. Pain's tilt, you can actually abuse that in neutral. You can abuse his kunais in neutral, whether that's his normal kunai or chakra kunai, you know. You can abuse his jutsu in neutral if someone's approaching. Hidan's jutsu, you're not gonna be abusing that in neutral. Plus the tracking breaks randomly sometimes. You're not gonna be abusing his tilt in neutral. So I mean you can, but that startup isn't the best. Like it's not instant. So unless you're using prediction, it's not really something you can abuse. If it was instant or more instant like Pain's tilt, and I can even, if someone's countering, I can literally do the tilt, switch, cancel, and I won't get countered. So there's layers to Pain's tilt as well. So that's honestly the fundamental difference between B tier and A tier characters. They don't have a lot in their tilt in their kit that they can abuse, but if a top player picks them up, they can abuse their strengths and cover their weaknesses and make them look like a viable character, especially in competitive play. So yeah, I'd say that's the difference between a B tier and A tier characters, and that's what makes a B tier character a B tier character. And they don't have the strongest awakening. Some people have decent awakenings like Mifune, but with Mifune there's a learning curve. He has unblockable awakening actions, but it doesn't work close range. Okay, it worked close range that time. Normally it doesn't. Like, see, it's like that. See? It doesn't work close range, so you have to be mid-range or long range. And obviously you can set up for his jutsu after. But you wouldn't know that unless you lapped him. He's not pick up and play. Pain is more pick up and play. Obviously you can use his right awaken action to pressure during neutral, then dash cancel, then do his left awaken action to extend your combo. You don't have to lab that as much. It's not like the right awakening action only works at close range. It works at all ranges. You can apply pressure at all ranges. That's not the same with Mifune. Hidan, more of a learning curve. You need to know in which part of the combo you can get his left awakening action off. I believe it's after his second hit you can get it. I mean, Naruto did not want to block. Oh wait, yeah, I set him off the block. Yeah, you can get after his second hit or third hit, and then obviously after you get that, your opponent can't do anything. So it's a bit more of a learning curve, you know. So just to give you guys another example, so this is another set of B tier characters. We've got Sai, you know, White Mask Toby, and you know, Mitsuki. So let's start off with Mitsuki. If you want to check out my Mitsuki guide, link at the top right. You know, I've got a Maskman, White Toby Maskman guide as well, so check that out as well. But Mitsuki, again, he doesn't have a lot of stuff that you can abuse with him. I mean, outside of his jutsu, of course, you can abuse his jutsu with him, especially with switch tech. So you can abuse that in a neutral to generate pressure. If you pair him with a strike back, each hit gets a strike back, then you can convert from the strike back. But outside of his jutsu, there's nothing you're really going to abuse with him. You can use his tilt in neutral, but it has a bit of a start up, so there's a bit of a learning curve to abusing his tilt in neutral. It has decent range and great stun, but because of the semi-slow start up, you kind of have to predict your opponent to use it effectively. But the thing that's easiest to abuse with Mitsuki is naturally his jutsu. No learning curve, boom. You can just chakra dash after. Maybe you want to abuse chakra dash cancels to generate pressure on guard. It's up to you. It's literally up to you how you want to use it. Pair him with strike back so you can get strike back conversions. It's up to you, but his jutsu is the easiest thing to abuse in his kit. But to make him an A tier character, he needs to have multiple things. It needs to be more than just his jutsu. So like same with Sai, you can't really abuse his jutsu in the neutral. It's more for setup, or let's say Oki, so pressure after wake up. Like the startup is too slow, so an experienced player can literally see his jutsu come out and then do a speed dash to stop it coming out, or throw shuriken if they don't want to approach. Especially if they have a fast shuriken throwing character, whether that's Rene Sasuke, Pain, Momoshiki, characters like that throw their kunais really fast. So yeah, so what you can abuse with Sai in his moveset is his chakra shuriken. Great stun, and they have great tracking, so you can literally use this as a neutral tool to apply pressure, to keep your opponent off you, stuff like that. You can even use it as a 50-50 on guard if you combine it with a short hop. So if you think your opponent's gonna ninja move, you can do that. They get caught by the stun, and you can go back into your combo. So yeah, it's pretty good if you do a short hop, you know. But yeah, another thing that you can abuse is his jutsu. The startup isn't the fastest, but you make up for it because you can convert after it. It has good stun, and the hitbox is pretty big as well. So you can use that as a neutral tool as well, simply because of the hitbox. And it has decent activation speeds. But he still needs more tools to abuse in his moveset to make him an A tier character. That's why he's stuck at the B tier. He still doesn't have enough. If his jutsu could be abused, maybe if it came out quicker, then maybe he'd be classified as an A tier character and a better awakening, because he doesn't get much of his awakening outside of awakening actions. He remains the same, and it's not like his awakening actions are the best anyway. So yeah. But yeah, if he got more stuff in his awakening and had a better jutsu, then maybe we could slap him in the A tier. Then go on to White Mask Toby. He really doesn't have much. Like, his jutsu is cool since he can hit grounded. So if you go into his down combo, do his jutsu, it hits grounded. Or if your opponent chakra dashes you and you counter or whatever, you can punish them with a jutsu as well. That's actually a really good thing about his jutsu in his tool set. But outside of that, he doesn't have anything that you can really abuse with him. I guess the hitbox of his grab, and if you use a grab buffer, you can hide behind it as well, and you can use it because it stays active on the field. That can catch a lot of people, but it leaves you too vulnerable for you to abuse it. So unless you're using it with a grab buffer, I wouldn't really recommend it, unless you've got the absolute read on your opponent, because you'll see me do that sometimes. I wouldn't recommend it. I just like grabbing people. You guys already know, so I wouldn't recommend using it in neutral. And then outside of that, you've got his tilt. Again, it's one of the best tilts for escaping combos in a game, because it's like frame 1 or frame 2, he's invulnerable to all attacks, but it leaves him vulnerable after. So unless you've got switch resource available to cancel the recovery frames and make yourself safe, it's not really worth using, to be honest, because your opponent can easily punish you, because after it ends you're vulnerable for like quite a bit. like 1.5 seconds, so it's not really it's not really worth abusing in neutral either. So he doesn't really have much tools in his moveset to abuse, even though he's a solid B tier character. Like, he's still fun to use, don't get me wrong, but you wouldn't take him into competitive setting unless you're a character loyalist or you really love playing him. So you can't make a team without him, basically. One final example that we've got is Sakura, another solid B tier character. She doesn't have enough tools in her moveset to take up to A tier. One tool that she does have that you can abuse is her jutsu. The tracking and the range that she has, disgusting, absolutely disgusting. But the main thing that makes her jutsu so good is the tracking and the hitbox. It's very hard to dodge, especially if you stay on the ground, and if you jump in the air, I can chakra dash you, guard manipulate you, whatever. So it's a very hard jutsu to dodge, especially for beginner players as well. They don't really know how to dodge it, so you can literally abuse this, especially if you pair it with one-hit jutsu buffers and go into combo pressure. Or let's say I'm doing combo pressure, got off your guard, boom, what you doing there? It's long for you, the pressure is long for you, man. It's a long day, look at that, guard instantly to red. It's a long day, it's a long day when you know how to play Sakura and abuse, oh, look at that chakra dash cancel, and abuse her jutsu. It's a long day, man. So you can do that. Or let's say you want to convert off her tilt, because she can convert off her tilt, as you can see. Let's say if it whiffs, you can use it as a mix-up. One hit jutsu buffer, boom, take that jutsu, bro. Nice one, safe. It's long, but you never want to use her jutsu in the air. So you see any good Sakura players, for example Levi, you will never see him use her jutsu in the air because it's whack. Look how long it takes to hit Naruto, and I'm just vulnerable. So in that time, my opponent can chakra dash me, or throw a kunai to negate my jutsu, and after that, it's not active anymore and I'm vulnerable. So you will never see any good Sakura player use her jutsu in the air because it's whack. Or they'll never use air switch jutsu because it's whack. You always want to use it in the ground, so you'll never see them use her weakness, you know. And her guard pressure as well, first 2 hits, switch, mash, that's what you'll see people use, or they'll just do switch jutsu off it. So I'm either breaking your guard or you're getting caught by the jutsu. Pick your poison. And maybe you'll see them use her chakra recovery in Awakening as well. So she has mad chakra recovery in her Awakening. Like, it charges up mad quick, as you can see. It's disgusting. Even naturally recovers quickly as well, and she has it infinite in her Awakening as well. Look at that infinite. But I don't watch the drop, but yeah, she has an infinite Awakening, so maybe you'll see Sakura players use that as well, even though there's not many. But yeah, so B tier characters, it's all about abusing their strengths even though they don't have much, and covering their weaknesses. Make sure you never use their weaknesses, and you're just making them look as strong as possible, really. That's what you're doing. Tailed Beast Bomb, Naruto's jail, by the way, guys. But yeah, so yeah, that's it for B tier characters, and this is what makes them B tier. Hope you guys enjoyed the discussion video. Let me know what you think makes a B tier character a B tier character. I'm interested to hear you guys' thoughts. But yeah, check out my previous video and what makes an A tier character if you haven't already. If you want to know where I rank people on the tier list, check out my tier list video that I done with Boys in the Kami and RJX Hunters. But yeah, that's it for the video. See you guys later. Peace out.